Plaintiff Carla Ramos says despite the fact that the defendant, her brother, is 5 years older, she's more mature and more stable. Carla claims after she sold a truck to the defendant, he failed to register it in his name and then got into an accident. So she's suing for an insurance bill. Defendant Eliza Rivera admits that after he went through a divorce, times were tough and he had to lean on Carla. However, he claims Carla is rebellious and once assaulted a police officer when she was 15 years old. Eliza does not feel responsible for the bill.
Start with you.
Basically, I know you've heard the saying, behind every man is a strong woman. Well, that woman behind my brother is me, his little sister. We have about 5 years in between age difference. He's the older brother, and it's always like...
When you say behind him, you're a strong woman behind him, what is it that you do for him?
I've helped him with everything imaginable. I mean, I've helped, he's lived with me, I've borrowed money, I've helped him get jobs. I've helped him get on his feet.
Why do you think you've had to help your big brother as opposed to the other way around, the way it usually is?
I think because I'm more stable and more mature than he is. I mean, basically, he's just immature. He doesn't take responsibility for what needs to be done.
Yet he's 5 years older than you.
Yes.
All right, sir. Let me hear from you.
I'm not immature. You know, I went through a divorce. Things were tough. She was there.
When did you go through the divorce?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
So before that, you never had to lean on her?
No.
You did not?
Not before that.
Okay. Ma'am, is that true?
No.
Give me some examples of him leaning on you prior to his divorce.
Well, I mean, basically, it was always me being the big sister instead of little sister. So, you know, I would help him get a job. I would help him get things settled with homes. I would help him pay tickets.
Traffic tickets?
Yes.
Okay.
I would help him get, you know, paperwork done for work if that's what he needed.
Okay. Anything else?
No, not that I can think of at the moment.
Sir?
She helped me with the ex-wife. Ex-wife was a handful, and I really didn't know how to deal with it. So, you know, you call your sister. Yeah.
No, I can understand that. That's why I was asking her to go beyond that 5 years.
I mean, she was there, you know. She was helpful. You know, I a lot of times, you know, I don't like messing with things like this. I don't like dealing with the law. I avoid it so I don't have to deal with it. So when it does approach me and it does fall on my lap, I'll avoid it. You know, when she'll come and say, no, you'll go to jail, there'll be a warrant, you got to get it done. Those are the kind of things she does for me. But
you want to tell me anything else?
Oh, yeah, I'll say a little bit about her. You okay today? You gonna watch my back?
Okay.
All right. All right. You know, she is a good sister, but it's like having a, what's that word I'm looking for?
Describe what you're saying, we'll give a word to it.
Okay. She was 15. This is the kind of person she is. My mom, you know, she's a good mom. She was like, you know, you got to stay home, you got to go to school, you got to do what you got to do, and that's it. She wasn't having it. She's like, I'm going to do what I do, peace. She left the house, didn't come back. My mom calls my uncle. My uncle finds her. My uncle says, you got to come home. She says, I'm not doing anything. My uncle calls the cops. So the cops come. The cop lady is like, come on, you got to come with me. You're not an adult. You can't be, you know, doing what you please. She says, you don't tell me what to do. This is my life. Don't touch me. She walks away. The police officer says, come with me, firmly. She says, don't talk to me that way, to the cop. And says, don't touch me, to the cop. Okay, so the cop says, I'm not having this. You're coming with me. So the cop grabs her and pulls her. After the cop grabs her and pulls her, she, look at her height, picks up the cop, drops the cop, punches the cop, kicks the cop. Cop goes to the hospital. She leaves and says the cop shouldn't have touched me.
Okay. I'm going to call for backup.
You might need it. All right, ma'am. You want to say anything about that before we get to the insurance bill, or you want to get right to the bill?
No, I don't have anything to defend that.
All right.
That is true, and I mean, I was a bad kid, but it made me who I am today, and that's the responsible adult that I am now.
So tell me about the insurance bill you're suing him for.
I sold Eliza a truck. He was supposed to register it within 30 days. It was kept in my name.
When?
October 29th.
Okay. Of?
2012, sorry. And he was supposed to register it. That never happened. So he gets into a car accident December 19th of 2012. The VIN and everything is still in my name, so it falls in my lap. I then tell him, I need you to jump on this. I need you to call the insurance companies. I need you to do everything that you need to do to make sure that this does not go any further and affect me. He lets it go until it goes into collections. So then I get a letter in May stating that if they didn't receive payment, then they were going to go ahead with license and registration suspension on all my vehicles and my license. Every time that I try to speak to him, it turns into an argument because it's too much for him to handle.
So did he agree to?
Yes, I had him, when I sold him the vehicle in October, I had him sign a promissory note. I always do that with everyone, regardless of what it is, even if it's a piece of gum, you're signing a promissory note. And I also had him sign a promissory note after the car accident that he would agree to pay the amount owed to the insurance.
And how much was that? That's the $39.72?
That's the $39.72.
That's what I need to read, because that's what is enforceable today.
Is that what I signed there? I was asleep when I was given that. I worked third shift, and I got a paper in my face, signed this.
You didn't read it?
No.
I read it
you
to
don't
him, Your
sign
Honor.
something. She told me what it was. She told me, but...
See? You see the consequences of not paying attention to your own administrative needs, not even reading a contract that you signed? So what do you do now? Like if you finance a car, oh, you don't have money for a car.
I pay cash
What
for
about
everything.
a house or apartment when you go for rent? Oh, you stay with her. So my point is, sir, you're on your own now. You're a grown man. I didn't believe her when she said that you had to rely on her for everything. And you agreed that you have to rely on her for something as basic as dealing with administrative agencies. And you can read, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but you better get right, because your failure to deal with administrative issues today has cost you $3,972, unless you have proof to show me that a doctor says that you sign contracts or you perform other things in your sleep. That's no defense. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm glad that you finally are taking responsibility and someone's making you pay for what you need to pay for, because I'm sick of standing behind you and carrying all your weight around.
He's got my back.
Doyle, I think you need to go in there.